Hi, welcome to our Amazon Live. I'm Cheryl and I'm going to be your host this afternoon, and what we are going to do is show you a bunch of tools that I have and that I use. Some of them are going to be filthy, so just keep that in mind when you're seeing them. You order them new, they won't come to you like this. All of the links will be below, so no problem, you can go over and check them out. I'm not going to be able to go in the order I lined them up simply because I found out I don't have enough table to hold them all and be able to show them up good. So we're going to mix it up a little bit, but we're going to get through everything. So to start off, I've got some batteries over here, and I'm trying to get around my sprayer. I got these batteries. They are compatible with your DEWALT 20 volt max. Now I got a pack of 4. I've got the other 2 over here because I have a lot of tools that need batteries. In fact, I've got a cultivator I'm going to show you here in a little bit, and it comes as a tool only, no battery. So I had to get extra batteries. These have been lasting really good. I haven't used them a lot in regular tools. Mostly I got them for my cultivator, and they last a long time. I will say they probably don't last as long in the cultivator as they would, like, say, a drill or what have you. So pack of 4 makes it super handy so that when I need to interchange batteries, I run one out, boom, I can just change to the next one, and I don't have to worry about it. As you can see, I got way more tools than I should have. I would have loved to have done this stream outside. Mother Nature didn't agree with me. So you can go check out those batteries. 20 volt, good to go. And to go with them, because I don't like waiting on batteries to charge, I happened to go and ordered this charger. Now this will do a wide range of batteries, and it's a dual charger, so you're going to be able to charge 2 batteries at once. I saw in the comments that it doesn't charge fast. I don't personally know. When a battery runs down, I throw it on here while I use the other 3 I have. Second one runs out, I plug it in. I don't know as it charges any slower. To me, it gets the job done, and that's all that's important to me. I believe this charges from 14 to 20 volt is what it does, and it has been working just great. When you put your battery in, you have to really shove it in there, I will tell you that. And then you'll see the little red light blinking if your battery needs charge. Once your battery is charged, it will go to a solid red. Then just push your button and pull it off. But this has been great. I have a single charger, and there again, batteries go dead. I'm stuck waiting on one charger. Now that I have extra batteries and a dual charger, moves along really quick. And I don't remember what, Lisudu, I don't know how to say it. Excellent little charger. Get yourself one and stop waiting on all them batteries to charge when you only got one. No problem. Get her done. I've got my tub over here trying to move some things around. All right, I'm going to now move my sprayer. We're getting a little room as we go. Now, right here is a VEVOR Brad Nailer stapler. This is cordless. This has been amazing. I absolutely love this thing. Built a chicken coop and a hoop coop. Big chicken run, the whole bit. Needed to staple that hard wire cloth onto the boards to keep it nice and secure. Boom, right here. These staples are perfect for that. Also, went to put in coverings this winter over the windows. We put in plastic and lined the window with little boards right here. this will do it. Pretty much anything you want stapled or use small nail, here you go. I have used this a lot, and I'm actually kind of surprised that it looks as good as it does, but it usually gets put away as soon as I'm done. Comes with the battery and the charger, so you don't have to worry about that. It does come with some staples and some nails to get started. And there again, by VEVOR, you do have some settings on here for it. I have used this a lot. It is heavy. Let me tell you, it's got some weight to it, but it works great. 20 volt, has enough power to get it done. I have a, boy, the word left my brain. Using your air compressor. Yeah, my mind is blank. But I have one of those, and you know what? I had a lot of trouble. Okay, I wanted to read the comment. I'm trying to read the comment. It kind of was iffy. And if there's a leak or anything in your hose, it didn't work so great. This one has worked every time. So super excited about that. In fact, talking about comments, if you are watching on Amazon while I'm live, you can leave a comment. If you are watching on Amazon, the replay, you won't be able to leave a comment. So be sure to hit follow so that you can be here when I go live, and you'll be able to ask questions and things like that. Family friendly, of course. If you're watching this somewhere else, well, there's probably a way to leave comments after the fact. So there you go. VEVOR. Brad Nailer, stapler. Love this thing. And I haven't even hurt myself. So, oops, I'm sorry I didn't highlight that one. It's been a while since I've done a live, and it shows. All right, we are going to go down to the VEVOR electric cordless screwdriver. Comes right in this little case here. This has been another thing that I absolutely love. They sent it to me, and I didn't know I was going to need it as much as I do until I got it. Now, this is right here. That's it. You can charge it. It's got a plug right down here. It does come with the cord to charge it. Just shove it into one of your regular bricks and plug it in, charge it up. 7 settings. Now, what I like about this, not only is it handy for things here inside the house when you need a screwdriver, but because I go down to the barn, to the chicken coop, what have you, and I'm trying to do something, well, it never ever fails. Get down there, and wouldn't you know it, I've got the wrong screwdriver. I've either got one that's too big, too small, a Phillips, a flathead, never know what I'm going to need. I get down there, and I've got the wrong one. This comes with this nice set of bits. So, they're all in this little package, so they're not falling loose. They're not going all willy-nilly all over the place. Keep them right here. So when I go down to the barn and I know I'm going to need a little screwdriver, this is what I can take. I can take my whole pack down there, and then I am most likely going to have the right bit to fit what I need for the job. So comes in really, really handy. And like I said, I didn't know I was going to need it until I got it and I found out how handy it was. It's not a drill, it's a cordless screwdriver. There is a difference. A drill is going to have a lot more power. You're going to be able to drill into a lot of things. This is more of a screwdriver. So keep that in mind. It's not a drill. It's not a drill. Just wanted to give that to you so you weren't confused when you were ordering or when you get it, that you don't have a drill. Screwdriver. Got it. All right. Like I said, I'm skipping around a bit because I want to clear off some of this and give us a little more room for some of these big tools. We've got another VEVOR tool. This is a die grinder, and VEVOR sent it to me, and I love it. It does not come with heads, so keep that in mind when you order. You're just going to get the tool. It is a corded tool. You're going to need it corded no matter what, because you need that power. I don't know as I've ever seen one of these that's cordless, and I'd be afraid that it would not have the power you need. Now right now I have put my own cutting blade on here because I was cutting off when the chicken coop door had screws that were too long. Use this to cut them off. I also have an old windmill that has been out there for years. It was covered in rust, put on a metal wheel so I could take that rust off before I painted it. It does have weight to it, so keep that in mind. It's not a lightweight tool, but it has tons of power and has been getting used a lot. So there you go, another VEVOR tool. Yeah, you could say this is featuring a lot of VEVOR tools. Yeah, because I get them and they work great. Why wouldn't I show them to you? All right, so there you go. Need a good die grinder? Check this out. There again, links below. Make sure I don't tear anything up stacking these items, because I will need them again very soon. I guarantee. So far, we've seen some clean tools. We're lucky. All right, the next item I have is a smaller item. Now, I didn't have this when I was out building the chicken coop and the hoop coops and things like this. This is by RAK Tools, and they sent me this. This is a magnetized wristband. So this is all magnets. So when you're out working and you need to hold screws, things like that, you can stick them on here. That is one of the things I ran into a lot, because I actually need a new tool belt that actually fits and doesn't have holes in it. But I could be sticking those screws here so I could easily grab them or not lose them, because I can't have them on the ground. I've got chickens, we've got dogs running the lawnmowers and everything all over. I don't want those screws on the ground where we are going to get them stuck in a tire or a foot, or somebody try to eat it. Because if you've ever had chickens, you know, if there's a way to hurt yourself, they are going to find it. So there again, this is by RAK Tools. And I am in hopes this is changing on the stream. If not, I apologize. I'm trying to get it to change over here. We will see if it's doing it. All right, let's keep going and see what we can find next. We'll go ahead and do the DEWALT saw. All right. Let me pull this up. This is a DEWALT Jig Saw. There again, it is corded. This has a good bit of power. You also have the angle over here. It is a quick switch. Let me see. Right in here, I believe, is, oh, yes, for my blades. As you can tell, I just flopped it out. But it's got the quick switch. Right over here, you've got the angles. It's hard to do without my table. And there we go. Let me see, as I got it the right way. No, did I just lock it? No, I shouldn't have. No, there it goes. So, I wasn't pushing hard enough. You can angle this right here when you get it where you want it. Push that over and lock it. I haven't used this a lot. Can you tell? I bet you can. You're laughing. You're going, Cheryl, do you even know what you're talking about? Why, yes, I do. To an extent. Then again, not exactly. I don't use all of these all the time. And, well, I didn't get it up in the hole, did I? Daggone it. Hate when that happens. All right. I'll fix it when I can see it. There you go. DEWALT Jig Saw. I'm telling you, I was not prepared today. I actually thought I set my stream for later in the evening, and I didn't. For some reason, Amazon decided it would, I don't know what it did, but we're here anyway. DEWALT Jig Saw. I hope y'all are having as much fun as me because, like I said, I was not really prepared for this at this time. I thought I had another 3 hours. Goes to show what I know. Doesn't work that way. All right. Here's a dirty tool. One of my favorite tools. I've had this SnapFresh drill for years. I don't, it's probably been 3 or 4 years at least that I have had this. It is cordless, comes with the battery, comes with the charger, also comes with different bits, and it's even got a piece that is flexible. So when you've got one of those screws that you're putting together a table or something and you can't get a regular drill up in that area because of legs or different beams or whatever, it's got a piece that is flexible that I didn't grab, and that makes it super easy. So you can work it in there, kind of keep that steady, and then, that's right, you can reach places that you normally can't reach. Now, this has had plenty of power, used it, I don't know how many times this battery's been charged, and it still does great, holds a charge, and keeps going. I will say that this has a smaller hand grip to me than a lot of the drills I've had. It's also not as heavy as some. So that makes it great for me because my hands are not huge. And sometimes some of those drills are so big that it makes it hard for me to hold and use for a long time without stretching my hand out. But I know a lot of men that have used this exact drill and they don't have any problem with it. So, hello Amazon customer, nice to have you join us. We are looking at some amazing tools. Hopefully you're having a good day. And this is the snapless cordless 20 volt drill. Like I said, used it so much, it's unbelievable. If they only knew how much, I wish I had kept track of how many hours I have put on that tool, because I didn't realize I was going to use it as much as I did. I love it. Next up, we have another RAK tools. Now this is a universal, what is it saying? Universal socket. Comes in, nice handy little case. I love things that come in cases when it has pieces, because otherwise I'm going to have pieces all over. Now, as you know, with the SnapFresh drill, I didn't bring out it's got a soft case with all the pieces. I didn't grab that. And sorry, but anything in a case, I like. This is a nice hard case, got a little lock on it here, which I went the wrong way. Let's get this open. Now, here it is. Let me see if I can do this without tumping out everything. Right here. Now, you do have some bits, and then here is your actual tool. This is handy to me when you've got something. I don't always have the strength to do this. So having this handle it gives me the option to get more power to it. Works out great. And why they say it's universal, let me show you this if I can. If I can, because I had to set up my camera a little far away today. Right here, this piece. This has a bunch of little pins in it. So if you don't have the right size socket to fit over something, this is going to adjust to the size of whatever you're trying to grab. And this is handy for those times. I know between the American system and the metric system, you don't always have the right size. this is going to save you on a lot of those. I'd never had one of these before where it adjusted. And so I'm like, I think that's going to be handy, because there's far too many times I end up trying to fight to get something either too big or too small to work, and that just makes it unpleasant for me. I tend to have a lot of bad words to say because, well, it's very frustrating. So that is our RAK's universal socket. As I said, we are going to move through this and try to get a bunch of it done. All right, this next tool I'm going to show you is by Lotta Tools. This was sent to me. It's filthy. Right here. Cordless Shears. Let me turn this on. Comes with 2 batteries, charger, extra set of blades. Now, it's not really very heavy. This is open all the way. This has a lot of power. Make sure you get this. You keep it away from kids and pets. These are sharp. They could hurt you very easily. Now there's other cool stuff about this. Now, whenever you first turn it on, I'm going to show you the safety on this. And yeah, it's filthy. I got to clean it. Been doing a lot of work out here. When you first turn this on, you're going to hear a beep. All right, but if you just press it, it doesn't come on. And I've seen people in the different comments say, it won't. How do you get it to actually work? Well, when you turn it on, or after it's been setting, it will also go into a safety mode. So take it, and you're going to take your trigger and click it twice fast. You're going to hear that sound, and then it's going to work just as intended. Another thing I want to show you, if it is open like this and you want to turn it off, you're done for the day, you've cleaned it, you've put some more bar oil in there, you're going to just put a few drops in there, but you want to turn it off and you don't want to leave those blades open because that's kind of not okay. So what you're going to do is close it, hold your trigger right like that while it's closed, and then turn it off. Right like that. Now there's more to this tool, so hang on just a second. We are not done. It comes with an extension, which means you can get this up in those trees to reach those little branches that are, if you're like me, you don't want to be crawling on no ladder. If I crawl on a ladder, we may have problems. So this, I mean, I'm sure I won't be able to get it all in camera, but it extends right like this. Nice sturdy pole, but it is a lightweight. Let me shut this down a little bit so we can see it again. And I'm going to show you how it works. Let's get this all closed down. Well, I didn't do that right, did I? But your tool, you're going to take your battery off. Well, take your battery off, and your tool itself is going to go up here on top. So that's where your tool is. Then, down here on the bottom is where your battery goes. So you're not going to have that whole weighted tool up on the top that you're trying to balance. The battery is going to be down here, so you don't have to worry as much about it. It's going to help counterbalance it a little bit. And you've got your trigger that you're going to treat the exact same way down here. So if it stops, double click this, it'll get going again. You also have 3 different widths that you can open that up to. So you want to keep that in mind, that if you need it more narrow, you can make it smaller or larger. So super, super handy tool. I have cut some good sized branches with this. I have used it all over the property. We've got a lot of trees, fruit trees, random trees, grape vines, all kinds of stuff. This is what I have been using. And like I said, one of my favorite tools to have available when I go out to do anything out on the property. I like taking this, so when I see something, boom, got it taken care of. Now, one of the things about having this extension that's good, you've got raspberries or blackberries that you want to take down, but you know you got to trim them down low so you'll be able to maybe mow over them. You don't want to be crawling under there. Hook it up to this extension and use that so you're not crawling on the ground trying to get to the bottom of those blackberries. You're also not trying to crawl on the ground, get stuff in your knees, and then try to get up again. I'm too old for that. I want to be able to just have it go. All right. Ooh, we're finally getting a little bit of room here. If you're just joining us, hit that follow button. I greatly appreciate it. That way you'll be able to see when I go live with tools, a lot of chicken stuff. I just started in one of my incubators some guinea eggs, so I'll probably be doing some stuff for birds, chickens, guineas, things like that. Got the hens out there and a couple of roosters. In fact, I just last weekend went and got a new rooster, so you never know what I'm going to be showing. All right, next up is another RAK tools. This is a little flashlight that's on an extension rod, and the end is flexible, so you're able to get in those tight spots that you normally may not be able to get a flashlight to, and you're trying to get it down in there. It is, let's see, I don't remember how long it is. I know it probably said, and I just don't remember. But you've got a nice little light, magnetic on the bottom. So I know from working with a lot of guys when they work on their cars, one of the things is you can't get your hand down in to get that screw, that bolt, what have you. This has a little magnetic piece on it. Also, good for when you drop little metal things behind your couch. You can use the light to see where they're at, and then just stick this down and pick it up rather than trying to pull that whole couch out of the way. This comes from experience, is how I know that. I don't want to be moving things around. And then you can also just shorten it and clip it onto your belt, your pockets, whatever. Yeah, I could wear it for a little, there, we could make it a little pocket thing. I need a pocket protector. But go check it out. Makes a great little gift, and it comes in very handy. What do we have next that is small? We're clearing this off because, like I said, I've got some big items coming. We've got a chainsaw, paint sprayers, a cultivator, and more. All right, let's see. Let's do another RAK tool, another small one. This is a contour tool. Now, if you've ever had to do, say, baseboards around different things, or you're cutting something around a pipe, what have you, around corners, and you're trying to get your cut exactly right, say on your linoleum or on your wood, contour tools are handy. Now, I have seen contour tools that when you take them and shake them, the little pieces will slide down. This one locks really good. So, if I've got something and I have just randomly made a design, here we'll pull this up, there we've got some corners, what have you, and you lock it, they are not falling down. Either way you go. It's going to hold that, so then you can draw it out on your flooring or whatever you're working on and get it done right. So you're not going back and forth and ruining whatever you've cut because you've cut it wrong. So this is something, there again, I didn't even realize they had these, and then when I got it, I'm like, well, that's pretty smart. That makes so much sense. Why didn't I know that? You don't know what you don't know. So, go check it out. This is not something I've used a lot. I don't have a situation to use this a lot. But, here again, when you need it, it's very handy to have it. I'm telling you. Whew! We're moving right along. We're hauling it now. I think we are at least halfway through. I do believe. All right. Next up, I've got some more outdoor tools. Y'all are probably getting your gardens going. You're trimming your fruit trees or your outdoor trees, maybe cutting back brush, all that kind of stuff. So here, I've shown you my cordless electric pruner that I love. Sometimes you just want regular little pruning, either your bigger pruners or your pruning shears. I had these out using them on grapes the other day, so yes, they are dirty. This comes as a set. You get the smaller ones and the big ones. They're lightweight and they work great. Like I said, I had them doing grapevines. Used them like crazy. I probably need to clean them. I really should, because they are filthy and I shouldn't have left them like this, but I did. Sometimes I got more to do than I've got time to clean up after doing it. So go check these out. You can get your yard cleaned up, manage your garden, your berries, your whatever you need right here. And I know that I have a good bit of property, so yes, the electric ones come in really handy when I'm going out to do that. If I'm going to do some finer work or just a smaller area that doesn't take, I'm not doing big tree branches, these are handy. So, there you go. I didn't know we were going to do a speed show tonight. All right, the next item I'm going to talk to you about, because I could not bring it in the house, is the Chapin sprayer. Now, this is a sprayer that you're going to use with a, it's going to have to be at least a lawn tractor, where you're going to have a 3-point hitch. This is, gosh, I forget how many gallons. I think it's 40 gallons. This is a 40-gallon sprayer. It has arms that fold in and then extend out. You're going to hook this up to the battery on your tractor, your ATV, things like this, and it is going to spray out the arms. This thing can cover some area. So if you've got a bunch of area that you need to cover, you've got a few acres and don't want to use, say, a hand sprayer, then you're going to want to check out this Chapin sprayer. It is good size and it works like a dream when you just want to go through and spray and cover. It's going to get the job done. You're not going to have to make 50 laps back and forth. You've got a big area it's going to handle. I forgot I had that on here. Good thing I looked, huh? All right. One more small handheld tool, I believe, and then we're going to get into some bigger, not so easily handheld. This is the Tilswall. I think that's how we say it, isn't it? I forget. Is that how I'm saying it? It's got paint on it. But, Tilswall. I'm trying to see Tilswall. I was right the first time. This is a electric paint sprayer. Yes, yours will not look like this. This was used when I did the chicken coop. We did the outside, we did the inside, the floor, the whole bit right here. It came in super handy. It would take all day if I tried to paint by hand. Also used it, I've got a screen door on the back out here. Used it, I got it new, and I stained it. I wanted it stained to look a little bit more fitting. Used this. You can set whether it's spraying vertical or horizontal, and you can also adjust it to how much it is going to put out at a time. So right here you can adjust, and if you just want a light little spray, like when I did the staining, I had to be very careful. I wanted to do it fairly light. I didn't want it to be totally covered so that it could get all blended in. So that was easy as pie to do with this. Now when I painted, I set it to put out heavier paint because everything was going to be covered. It's lightweight, works great. Yes, you're going to need to plug it in, but I think, I would say most of them you're going to have some way to plug it in. I don't know. This is the one I've been using, as you can tell. I should probably stick it in something and clean it up, but that's okay. It gets used a lot. Going to be doing more with it now that we are back into spring and summer. Alright, now we have gotten through a lot of the smaller items. Let's see, I got one more I can go over here and grab that is not huge. And we'll see if we can get it done. I don't know even where I put it. Oh, here we go. I'm going to move this for a minute. Now this is usually you need mounted. This is the VEVOR wire stripper. Now you can mount this on a table, which I suggest you do, or mount it to something. It makes it a million times easier. You're going to need room for your handle. This handle does come off, and you can use a drill, can fit right on here, and you can use the drill. Right here on top, we have the knob. The knob is going to adjust. I know you won't be able to see it, but your blade that comes down here in the center. So you can decide how low you need that to make that cut. You also have, where's back here? This is the, what do I want to call these? The wire hole adjustments. I don't even know what to call them. But you are going to put, it's big, medium, and small, so that you can move this up and down. It's a guide. A wire guide. There you go. I knew there was a word and I just wasn't thinking of it. And this is easy to move depending on what size wire you are using. Right there. Not something I use all the time, but when I need it, it comes in handy. Alright, I'm going to try to put this over here too. Alright. Then we will, I hope you can see my table, because, oops, I am going to go, oops, there. This item is filthy. It got used the other day. This is the VEVOR Chainsaw Sharpener. So you can either sharpen by hand. I don't have it with me, but you know, one of those little files. And you're filing and filing and filing and filing and filing to sharpen that chain. Well, this is going to save you a lot of time. So, easy to use. Even I could use it. It does have an adjustment back here, so you can adjust how far that grinder is going to go down. Right here. And it's going to hit here. So you want to keep that in mind when you're using it. Before you turn it on, take and watch your measurements so you're not cutting into that chain by going too deep. And if you don't go deep down enough, it's not going to be able to sharpen those little blades. So you're going to want to adjust that. This handle, you're not putting your hands anywhere near it while you've got this down. It also has an angler here. So when you're doing one way, you're going to set it here. And when you want to do the other way, is it not going to work for me because I'm behind it? You can turn it. And of course, why am I not getting it to turn? Because it's filthy? Oh, yeah, it's filthy. I need to clean it so I can turn it. And then lock it back down. This is what happens when you use tools. Now, it also has this little brace, so you're going to adjust this to your chain so that it holds the little piece you're sharpening in place. There again, just push it down and it does the work for you. I found it to be a lot easier to do than, say, the file. Or there is a guy in town that we can take the chains to and he will sharpen them, but there again, you're stuck, depending on his schedule, it could be a week or two before you get it back, and sometimes that is not really an option. So, mount it to something too, okay? You could mount this to a table, but you gotta have somewhere to mount all these tools sometimes. This is mounted to just a little makeshift type board table so that it can get moved and put away and then brought back out when needed, because it's not something I need every day. Now I'm going to move this way over because I am in a bind over here. Alright, well, we're talking about chainsaw sharpening. Let me see if I can pull this up. I know it's on here. Now this chainsaw I have had for quite a while. Used it and abused it. And I say that nicely. But VEVOR chainsaw right here. Gas. So you're going to need to put fuel in it. Gotta put your bar oil in it too, people. It is not super heavy. This is plastic. And I think that helps a little bit to keep it from being so heavy. But I myself have used it, used it a lot. And, I mean, it's a chainsaw. I don't know how much to tell you about it, other than you need some oil, you need some fuel. You should probably wear safety glasses or goggles and keep your hands away from it. Keep the kids back. It does have a safety brake right here and a safety here, so you've got to watch those too when you're using it. But like I said, it is not as heavy as some of those chainsaws. Now, if I was a lumberjack and going to be using this to cut down an entire forest, might not be my choice. But I am not a lumberjack. I'm not cutting down forests. I cut down several trees and then have to cut them up. This is what I have been using. Like I said, I've had it for a good while and it goes just fine. It's also had its blade sharpened, so that makes it even easier. Works better with a sharp blade. So go check it out. Looking for a chainsaw to use around your property? That is it. We have a lot of, I've got oil and everything on my mats. We have a lot of storms around. You may get high winds, tornadoes, whatever. I want to be able to clean them up, and that's what I use. Also had a lot of dead old trees around. I didn't want to have to worry about them blowing over and hitting my truck or things like that. So got those down, got them chopped up into firewood, and that is what we used. All right, let's see, what do I have next? I'm trying to remember which tools I've done and which ones I haven't. I figured I would pop them off as I go. Let's see if I can find this. This is, it's got to be in here, up right there. This is a VEVOR impact driver. Now, I haven't had this one very long. Let me show you. Cordless, right here. Nice and handy. Does have a good bit of power. It comes with 2 batteries. Let me see, is this battery even charged up? Should be. There you go. Let's get it. Alright, figured you wanted to hear that. It does come with the clip to hang it. Here is your charger and your spare battery. So you always have enough battery. I like when they come with 2 batteries. So far, I haven't needed this to go through batteries yet. I've always just used it a little at a time, so 1 battery has lasted just fine. And then, like I said, here are some different bits that come with it. And then, of course, there's a lot you probably have of your own that will work just fine. Oh, I mean, I've had 3, I think I've got 3 impact drivers. This is probably my smaller one, but it's just as powerful. There again, the hand, where you're going to hold it, the handle is nice and small, which means I can get a good grip on that. Hello, Amazon customer. Good to have you in. We are over here talking about some tools. Went out of order, had a crazy start to the show, but that's just typical for my Amazon lives. Just, that's how it happens. If there can be something go wrong, it will go wrong. Trust me on this. I'm going to set this over too because I've got some bigger things. Glad I didn't put on nice fancy pants for this because it is a bit dirty out here. And these tools are not clean. They get used all the time. In fact, the chainsaw, the cultivator, the weed eater, all of that, there was quite a bit of this that was down in the barn because I had to go get the tractor with the wagon and bring them up because they are down there getting used all the time. Now this item is new. I've only got to use it a few times, but I love it. Earlier today I showed you, or talked to you because I couldn't bring it up, the big Chapin sprayer that you're going to use for your with your ATV or your tractor with 3-point hitch, that's going to have a lot of arms come out, spray a huge area. Sometimes I don't need that. Sometimes you're going through your garden or around your yard. I couldn't take that big sprayer through the garden or between the grapes and things like that. So having a smaller sprayer, and yes, this, I have a 1-gallon Chapin that I love, but having a sprayer that you can actually carry is sometimes what you need. This is a 4.2 gallon, and I believe how you say it is VAXMAY. That's what I'm going to say. There you go. This is for your, you wear it. I can wear it, no problem. My suggestion is if you're older like me and maybe not super huge, once I fill this up, I set it on the table outside because it's got a handle right here that I can easily carry it out there when it's full. Because a lot of times I mix it inside and then take it out. I set it on a table out there and then I put the pieces on so that I'm not trying to sling it around and put it on. I've got it sitting on a table. Now it comes with different ends. So the spraying ends, it comes with a variety. This is the big one. It's going to put out, I believe it's 4 streams, and it covers quite a bit of area. This is battery powered. Now, like my other Chapin, my small 1-gallon, you have to stop and then pump it. Spray, stop, and pump it. Used that for years, and it's fine for smaller areas. Moved out here on the property, and I do too much most times, unless I'm just going to go spray one little thing. So that is why I bought this. I did buy this myself, and I'm actually very happy with it. That's why I'm showing it to you. It's got the wand here, and like I said, different heads. Here is your piece where you're going to squeeze this to get the spray to come out. You can move this little red piece, and it's going to hold it. So you don't have to walk around squeezing it the whole time. You squeeze it down, push this, and it's going to hold it in that position. This all comes off here, So you could take this piece all off and clean it if need be, or when you go to store it, maybe you want to remove that piece of it. Like I said, it is battery powered, comes with a battery and a charger. Now inside here is a little mesh, looks almost like a coffee filter, but don't make coffee in it, to help when you pour things in to keep debris from getting in there and then getting stuck in your hoses. So there's that. Ooh, had some neem oil in there. I can smell it. On the back here, the straps are adjustable. Now I have them as small as possible, just because I'm a smaller person. I can carry it around just fine with them down small. They do have padding, so that makes it a little more comfortable. Also, when we're talking about padding, this right here is a textured foam. That is what's going to go along your back, and I am so glad it is there, because otherwise that would be very uncomfortable. I will guarantee that would be uncomfortable if this was just hard plastic against you. This helps a whole lot. All right, now back here, let me open this, is where your battery is. Right here. Look at this. Right here. Nothing big, nothing heavy. Of course, once you get 4 gallons in there, you've got some weight, but the battery is not going to be super heavy. So you're not going to stop. I'm having a hard time trying to do this on the wrong side. You're not going to have to worry about stopping to pump or carrying a big heavy battery. It is not bad at all. And like I said, I'm older, I'm not a big huge person, and I'm managing. You don't have to fill it for 4 gallons. You can put a gallon in there, 2 gallons. And honestly, I feel like one of the Ghostbusters when I put this on. I get really excited. I go out there and I start singing the Ghostbuster song. Glad I don't really have neighbors. Now down here, you can adjust how much spray you want to come out. So if you really want to coat something, you can crank that up or turn it down. Of course, you crank it up, you're going to run out of your liquid a lot quicker. And there you go. It's going to pump it out. It does not pressurize it. It pumps it. So there is a difference, whereas where your little hand sprayers, you're going to pump it up and then it's going to build pressure and spray it out. This is more of it's going to just pump it out. I don't know if that makes a huge difference to you, but I did want to bring this up. And I tell you what, I wish I had had this last year. I just didn't get one. I thought, oh, do I really need it? And then I decided this year that I am not walking around with a 1 gallon sprayer and stopping and pumping constantly. So where I can't get the big Chapin, I can do this. And I can use it anywhere, if need be. I don't know what the safety rules are for this. I'm sure there's some. The lawn tractor, we have a wagon for it. I can sit in the back of the wagon, get somebody else to drive if I needed to go over more area and spray this. Or I can set this between my legs on the lawn tractor and spray as I drive. So there's a few ways to use this. And no, you wouldn't be able to do it with a regular hand pump because you'd be stopping to pump all the time and refill. This one gives you plenty of coverage, and I've got stuff over here. I knew I shouldn't have turned it on, but I did that because I know you wanted to hear it. Go check this out. Like I said, I am super happy with my purchase. I think it was money well spent because I've already been using it, and it is just the beginning. We're just in spring. Get the garden out, get the grapes going. bugs, fleas, ticks, you name it. I don't know what you're spraying, but this is a handy dandy thing to have. Look at this. We got the table clear. I didn't think we were going to do that when we started. If you're watching live on Amazon, you can leave a comment, family friendly, please. If you're watching after the fact, after the live is over and watching a replay, you on Amazon, you don't have the ability to comment. If you're watching it somewhere else, yeah, you can probably leave a comment. If you want to see when the shows are live, be sure to hit the follow button, get the notification, so when I go live, you might get a notification. I am not going to bet on any of that. Just not going to happen. And any of these items that you want to take a closer look at, there are links. And next up, another item. I thought, I don't know as I need it. Now I know I did. I love this thing. I have been using. I'm going to try to get it up here. That's why I'm kind of far away in most of this video, is because I knew I was bringing in some larger items. This, I'm going to move over a little bit, is a cultivator. So if you don't know what a cultivator is, it's going to be like I'm going to say a mini tiller. This is not one of your big tillers that when you're going to do, an acre of garden, this would take you a long time. You've got flower beds, you've got a small garden, you've got places, say, around your house where you just want to kind of till it up to get rid of those weeds. Maybe you're going to plant some flowers or something. I have been using this like crazy. Out by the barn, I've got one whole side of the barn that I worked, and let me tell you, the dirt out there is hard as a rock. I have been using this to get that tilled up so I can plant. I've already planted my sunflowers out front. Had an area that had, I don't know what it had planted there, but I didn't like it. So, use this to get that dirt all worked up, and now I've got my lavender planted out there. On the side of the house, had an area there that was just weeds, looked horrible. I didn't want to mess with it. Guess what I did? That's right. I churned up all that dirt, got those weeds out of there, and now I've got flower seeds I planted. Now this comes as the tool only. It does not come with the battery. Now if you were here for the beginning of the show, I showed you those 4 batteries that are a compatible replacement for DEWALT 20 volt max, which is what this takes. So if you have DEWALT 20 volt max batteries, you can use them with this, because there again, I'm going to repeat this, it does not come with the batteries. You're going to need to provide those. If you have other brand batteries, I believe the other one from this same company is a red one, and I believe it uses Milwaukee batteries, so you can check there for that. Or just go and look at the batteries I showed early in the show, because they are a replacement battery and work just fine. I also have the charger that I got with, when I ordered the replacement batteries, they'll charge them, so I don't run out. This thing, like I said, is a little workhorse. It's supposed to have a black piece around it, which I took off because I was out there doing some stuff and it was a little bit, it wasn't working for me, so I took it off so I could control things better. But it is probably a safety feature you should leave on. Easy to assemble. You don't need to worry about getting fuel for this. You're not going to have to go and say, oh, I can't do it because I have to go to the gas station or whatever. No, you just need your batteries charged. And if you think of those a little bit ahead of time, you're ready to go. This handle up here is adjustable, so you can turn it wherever you want. You can slide it up and down. This is also extendable, so you could extend it. I'm not very tall, so I don't want it extended any more than it is, or it makes it a little uncomfortable, so I have it down short. You can also unscrew it, and it has a flex tube in there. When you get it, you'll see it comes folded up because there is a flex tube in there. And so if you want to, you can unscrew it, fold it down to be smaller and take up less space. I, of course, have it down in the barn, and it is just fine. There is a little place up here on the top handle where it's going to show you how much battery you have left. You are just going to hit the safety button on the side, push this, and it is going to start going. These are removable. They have the little hook here you slide through. I forget the name of what you call that. A little peg. Yeah. And there it goes. So, yes, I used this on some ground that was horrid. But it's broken up. Got my plants planted. I'm excited. So go check this out. Super duper handy, as you can tell. I've talked about it a lot because I don't know if, I looked at them and thought, oh, what good is that? Let me tell you, it's very good. Very, very, very handy. All right, gonna move this over, way over, so it's out of my way. I think we are down to the last tool. So, thanks for watching. If you've watched this far, you are a rock star. Let me tell you. Been on right about an hour. I was trying to get through some of this pretty quickly, and I am looking, where is my, there it is. All right, this next item, it was sent to me, and I love it. Love, love, love it. I have used weed whackers, weed eaters, whatever you want to call them. I have the kind with the strings. I have a gas one. I have a cordless battery one. I carry them all over the property doing stuff. They work fine. Restringing some of my one, to restring it causes me great distress. And it always somehow loses string or cuts it up too short when I'm the furthest away from the house is when it's going to do it. But, all right, this, another big item, but not heavy. This is not as heavy as the Cultivator. This is a cordless weed whacker, weed trimmer, whatever you want to call it. Comes with the battery and the charger. Super duper easy to use. Now it's got some features I want to show you. This handle right here is going to help, and you can pull it and adjust it as you're going if you find you need to adjust that to be more comfortable. Not going to take rocket science, not going to take any tools. Right there you go. Like I said, it's got the battery back here, 20 volt. Now, here you go. This current, I'm going to take the battery off. I don't like messing with the blades when the battery is attached. Not that it would ever go off without hitting the trigger, but I don't want to accidentally, let me see if I can do this. I usually do it when it's standing up, not sitting down there. I don't want to accidentally hit something. Is it going to come out for me? Why am I not getting it out? I'm telling you, this is live, people. This is what happens when you are going live. You get all kinds of things going. There. I knew if I got the right angle on it, I could get that off. Now I can show you the blades and not worry. I've watched too many weird movies. This right now has a metal blade on it that is got a side on each. That's what's currently on it. You'll also notice there are wheels here. The wheels are easy to adjust, easy on and easy off. Now, this is just one of the features, and I'm going to show you more about the wheels and the tilting in just a minute. But I wanted to show you this blade. It also comes with, let me tilt it over, other blades. And it comes with a bunch of the nylon blades that are going to be used for your regular weeds and things like that. And then, now I've used that metal blade a lot because I have a whole hillside of just very, very rough stuff that has never really been cleaned. Also comes with this. I had out back one shed, and I was using it up against a smaller tree, sapling more types of trees, and using this. Also, I lifted it up and used it to cut some bigger branches just to get them out of my way. But this also goes on. Super easy to change the blades. It's not a hard thing to do. So when I'm out, I can change these blades much easier than I can replace string. And any of you with a string weed whacker, you know exactly what I'm saying. You have sat there and tried to get it, and it jams and everything else, and then it's very, very frustrating. All right, I told you I was going to tell you about this. All right, here we go. Now, as you can see right now, I can adjust how this is angled, all right? So, I've got, most of my property, I've got tons of hills, but out by the grapes, I've got a hill that goes down to the road, and let me tell you, you needed to change the angle of this to make it easier on me. So that was easy to do, right here. No biggie. I could make that work for me. All right. Also, the wheels. These, you may want the wheels, you may not. Say you have a small yard, and you don't want to go get an actual lawn mower because you've just got a little yard. Here you go. You can just push this. I've pushed it all over. I love this thing. I've got a ditch that cuts across my property that I always have to get out the big weed eater and go, now I pull this thing out. It also isn't as loud, so it doesn't seem to bother the chickens as much. Now, if I can do this while it's standing up and I'm holding it, let me see. Yeah, I usually set all this on the ground or on the back of the trailer. The wheels come off, okay? Now, right here is a little Phillips screw, and you can loosen that. Just carry one in your pocket if you think you're going to need it, so that your wheels are up and down, depending on how high you want them off the ground, and depending on what you're doing. But you can take the wheels off. So if you're not going to want to have the wheels on it because of where you're getting to, you can take them off. Now, if you're like me, you don't like taking stuff like this off because you set it down and before you know it, you can't find it again. These go right up here. And there you go. So you can take both wheels off, keep them right here on the top so you don't have to worry, where are my wheels? You've got them. And like I said, to adjust this, it's just a little Phillips screwdriver. Usually, you get it, set where you want it, and you're not moving it for the most part until you do maybe a different project or a different area, and it's fine. Also, the blades, you're just going to unscrew this, pull this off, pull out the bigger pin. If you're going to put either the little metal blades or the nylon blades, if you're going to use the big blade, you've got to turn this different. And put it on there, screw that down tight, make sure it is good and tight though. And there you go, your blade's changed and ready to go. So that is super duper handy. I think this is an amazing tool. I have used it, like I said, all over the place. And I've got that all the way. I've got grass now on top of all the other stuff on my table. I now have a bunch of grass. That is awesome. But this does come with a battery. The Cultivator does not. Most everything else I showed you that was battery comes with the batteries except for the Cultivator. And like I said, I've got those batteries I showed at the beginning and charger. And I can use those with a lot of my tools and that Cultivator. So, holy smokes. Hope you've enjoyed watching this. Hope you found some cool tools that maybe you didn't know you needed or you've been looking for. And got a little bit of inspiration to go and get them, because let me tell you, you can never have enough power tools. Never. I am pretty sure everybody needs more power tools. Because you never know. One day you're going to say, oh dang, I wish I had that. Cheryl showed it to me and I didn't get it. So, there you go. Hope your spring is going great. Hope you're getting your gardens ready, your yards fixed up. We are going to get, it's pouring down rain. That's why I couldn't do this outside. Mother Nature said no, but we need the rain right now, and so that's a good thing. It'll help all those seeds I've put out get going. Have a little sunshine tomorrow and perk everybody up. Those plants will be loving it. So we will see you next time, and have a great day.